Hi everyone, I'm Earl, and today I have a story to share with you. But before that, I am wearing this because most of the people in the story that I will share wearing like this. And do you have any idea what is it? So the story that I will share is about David and Goliath. This is David. David was a shepherd boy who lived in Bethlehem. David was chosen by God to be the next king of Israel when he was just a boy. But David had to wait a very long time until that promise would come true, because there was another king of Israel named Saul. King Saul led the army of Israel, and one day King Saul was with his armies near the valley of Elah. On the other side of the valley was the Philistine, the enemy of Israel, gathered the army to ready to fight. But the Philistine had a giant warrior named Goliath, who challenged the Israelites. Goliath spoke badly to God's people, the Israelites. He shouted them and shout, "Choose one man to come down and fight me." The Israelites and King Saul were very afraid to the 9 feet tall warrior. Meanwhile, David's father ordered him to send some foods to his brother and their captain. Goliath came out to the Philistine army and shouting them same thoughts to armies of Israel. And as soon as the Israelites saw Goliath, they began to run away because in fright. And David asked, "Who is this Philistine anyway, that he is allowed to fight the army of the living God?" David's question was reported to King Saul, and the king sent for him. And David sent, "Don't worry about this Philistine. I'll go and fight for him." And Saul said, "There's no way you could fight him. You're just a boy." But David told Saul that he had taken care of his father's sheep and rescued them from the lions and the bear. "And most of all, the Lord rescued me from the claws of lions and bear, and he would rescue me from the claws of lions and bear." And Saul said, "Go, may the Lord be with you." Then David picked up 5 smooth stones in the stream, then armed only with his shepherd's staff and sling, he started across the valley to fight Goliath. When Goliath saw at him coming, he sneered at him and yelled bad things to David. David said to Goliath, "You're coming fight against me with a sword and a spear of javelin, but I'm coming against you in the name of the Lord who rules over all." Goliath moved closer to attack David, but David quickly ran out to beat him. He rolled the stone from the sling and hit Goliath in the forehead. The stone stung it, and Goliath fell to the ground on his face. So David won the fight against Goliath with the sling and the stone. And that's the end. So the lessons that we can get from the story David and Goliath is, we can show our love to God by trusting Him, as what David does in the story, because trusting Him means knowing that He is in control of everything that happens in our life and happening now in the world. But sadly, sometimes we can forget that God knows much more than we do, because He knows what will happen in the future, what happened in the past, and what is happening now. And it gives us hope that we can trust Him until the last breath of our life, because God has want to trust in Him and not in ourselves. And most of all, we can do all things because He strengthens us, and nothing is impossible with Him. That's all. Thank you and have a good day.